Hey guys, this is 희민이는 from Elena to share.
Starting with this video, I'll share my knowledge on AP biology, and today I'll talk about the first part of first unit, atomic structure. As you can see by how the unit is named, this unit is mostly about biochemistry. For those who haven't studied AP chemistry yet, I'll cover from the very beginning. So what is living organism? It is basically everything that has life. Living organisms are composed of matter, which is anything that occupies space and has mass. Matter is composed of chemical elements, and an element is a substance that cannot be broken down to other substances. If different elements join together in fixed ratio, we call this a compound. Water and carbon dioxide are examples of compounds. H2O, water, is a compound of hydrogen and oxygen in ratio of 2:1, and CO2, carbon dioxide, is a compound of carbon and oxygen in ratio of 1:2. Then I will give you a small question. Are CO2, carbon dioxide, and CO, carbon oxide, the same compounds? The answer is no. They are not the same compounds as the ratios of elements are not fixed. There are about 25 elements that are essential to life. Don't worry, we're not going to memorize them all. All you need to remember is these four main elements. Oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen makes up 96% of most living organisms. You might not need this, but it's kinda easier for me to remember by chon. How about the other 4%? They are called trace elements. Some students misunderstand this, that trace elements are not needed to live lives. However, as it is said in this definition, trace elements are essential. Trace elements deficiency can lead to diseases. For example, without iron, which consists blood, your body cannot transport oxygen. This causes iron deficiency anemia. Another example is iodine deficiency. Absence of iodine prevents production of thyroid hormones, resulting in goiter, swelling of thyroid gland that causes a lump in front of the neck. Now I will talk about the structure of atom. Each element consists of one kind of atom. An atom is the smallest unit of matter that still retains the properties of an element. There are three subatomic particles that consist atoms. Those are protons, electrons, and neutrons. Their properties very much are relevant to our discussion of the properties of elements. So first of all, protons are positively and electrons are negatively charged, and neutrons are electrically neutral. Of these three subatomic particles, only electrons are directly involved in chemical activity. As you can see in the picture, neutrons and protons are packed into an atom's nucleus, and electrons orbit around the nucleus in energy levels called electron shell. The negative charge of electrons and positive charge of protons pull each other and therefore keeps electrons near the nucleus. On the first shell of an atom, there can be maximum 2 electrons, and on the second shell, maximum 8. When the electrons are at maximum, we call that atom stable. On the periodic table, all the elements on the very right column is in red color are all stable. However, atoms with incomplete outer shells tend to react so that both atoms end up with completed outer shells. These atoms may react with each other by sharing, donating, or receiving electrons. These interactions are usually held by attractions called chemical bonds. The strongest kind of chemical bond is a covalent bond, in which two atoms share one or more outer shell electrons, and the compound formed by covalent bonding is called molecule. Atoms in a covalent molecule continually compete for shared electrons. The attraction for shared electrons is called electronegativity, and atoms with higher electronegativity pulls the other atom harder. First type of covalent bonds is nonpolar covalent bond. It exists when atoms with equal electronegativities share electrons. The examples are bonds between same elements. As each atom has the same electronegativity, the pull toward each atom is equal. However, there is one bond that you should remember. Although they are different elements, bond of carbon and hydrogen is also a nonpolar covalent bond. The next type of covalent bonds is polar covalent bond. Water has atoms with different electronegativities. Oxygen and hydrogen consist water, and oxygen attracts the shared electrons more strongly than hydrogen. So the shared electrons spend more time near oxygen, which makes oxygen atom have slightly negative charge, and hydrogen atoms have slightly positive charge. The last concept I would like to talk about in this video is ionic bond. Ion is an atom of molecule with an electrical charge resulting from gain or loss of electrons. When an electron is lost, a positive charge results, and when an electron is gained, a negative charge results. Two ions with opposite charges attract each other, and when attraction holds the ions together, it is called an ionic bond. The ionic compound formed by ionic bonding is called salt. Of course, this is not the table salt that you guys are thinking. It is just a synonym for ionic compound. For example, sodium has 1 electron on the outer shell, and chlorine has 7. In this situation, it is likely that one electron that was previously consisting sodium atom will be attracted to move to chlorine atom, and each of the atoms will be ions with different charge. So I think I covered everything I planned to share today. So please like and subscribe if this video helped you. In the next video, I'll talk about properties of water. Thank you, and I will see you in my next video.